Hello everyone, my name is Thủy Dung and I'm going to continue our presentation, Jargon as a foreign language. So let's get started by finding the definition of jargon. Jargon are words or expressions that are used by particular profession or a group of people and that are difficult for others to understand. So what do people feel if you use a lot of jargons in your talk? Maybe it's very hard for them to catch up with your idea, and if your presentation doesn't affect them much, they will ignore it. But let's look for a further situation like a partner overseas wants to invest in your company, but in your presentation you use lots of trend terms, and if he doesn't understand again and again, so maybe he doesn't want to appear ignorant anymore, so he will excuse himself to an office nearby to look up for a term. And I'm sure we don't want our listeners to feel this way, so what can we do? It's very good for our relationship to check in with them as whether or not the terms we are using are familiar to them, and if they are from outside your industry, it is the best to use layman's term instead of very specialized language you use with your colleagues. So that's the first part. Let's move to the next part. What you don't say can be just as important. We often interrupt our message to the audience with some meaningless words like okay, you know, and actually, and people are largely unaware of doing so. So what can we do? First, battling the urge to you know. The best way to do is simply to slow yourself down. When you speak more slowly, you will have time to calm yourself down and you will have time to keep your thoughts organized. And the same goes with you know. You can record yourself either on a voice recorder or on a camera during a meeting, or you can help your colleague to count how many times you say those words. So in order to understand how severe the problem may be, then slow down to a pace that allows you to avoid saying those words. And the next, the reality of actually. I have heard many presenters and sometimes myself too use you actually without its meaning. So we should give actually back its true meaning. Use it in sentences when you are contrasting your opinion with the fact. For example, many people think that teenagers underestimate the dangers of smoking. Actually, when surveyed, teenagers are more aware of how harmful smoking is. So that's my example. If we put actually in the wrong position, maybe it seems ridiculous. So the last thing of this part, sorting out sort of. Some people use sort of as a way to sound more humble. However, if we are doing the marketing for our company, what we are supposed to do is to show our confidence in our idea, in our products. So instead of saying like, so that's how I sort of see our sort of plans for the advertisement next week, simply to say, so that's how I see our plan for next week advertisement. So that's the end of my part. Let's continue with another member of our team.